Hey y'all, this is John from Second Chance Composting. How you doing today? Much different video today. This is kind of a personal one, but wanted to share this because you don't see a lot of videos about this online. At least I couldn't find many. I found a few, but nothing really in too much detail when we were buying this. So right here we have the Chofu wood-fired hot tub. Also from it's from Chofu is the name, but it's also you buy it from Island Hot Tubs. So I bought this thing for my family for Christmas last. Oh gosh, I think I got it in last September, October. It's September now. I think I got it in October, and I was gonna have it put together, and then things got behind us, and I wasn't able to. So ended up turning into a Christmas present for everybody. So this thing is awesome. You can purchase it right online. I think all things considered, with the tub itself and everything, I think it was like $1,400. And I'm not gonna run electricity to run a hot tub. When we moved in here, my mom looked at the porch where we were looking at the house, because it's a 2-unit and they live in one. When we looked at it, she's like, "Oh, this is where the hot tub can go." Kind of not joking, but she really wanted one, and I wanted to do this for everybody, so I bought this for the family. Hang on one second. So let me talk about this a little bit. This thing is great. We love heating with wood in all types of ways. I do. I love doing the work of wood. When I'm not composting, I'm cutting wood. As you can see, I got piles everywhere. So instead of spending a bunch of money on electricity to run one of these things, I knew this would be more work, but it's actually more fun for us. It becomes a whole activity. So the unit itself is pretty simple. It was, this part I think was like 1,100, 1,200, something like that. And you buy the pipe with it. It's not hard. The pipe comes, you have to kind of snap it together in these different pieces. Then you have to put these screws in. The one thing I don't like about this is there's no protection from this, and this thing is so hot. So if my daughter or someone didn't know and they touched this, I touched it earlier on purpose, and it was so hot, just to see how bad it was. It was so hot that someone could really get injured, and there's no guard here. So eventually want to build a guard kind of around it so nobody goes near it. Also, just looking at it, you kind of think like, oh, I can lean on this. And if I even put any pressure on that, this thing is not that heavy. That thing could easily just topple over, or bend the whole stove that way. So this has been great. I bought the tub itself separately from Tractor Supply. I think that was like, it's a 300-gallon Rubbermaid. I think it was like 300, 400, something like that. Like I said, the total was around 14 or 15, something like that. It's got this little thing here that is you screw it off and it releases all the water. So what we do is we have this pipe. When we need to change the water out, we just pop this on there, leave it like that, pop it off, and then it flows down instead of going right on the deck. So we built this deck. My mom and stepfather built the deck, and then we had to buy this pink like insulation type stuff. I don't know what it's called. It's very soft. You can cut right through, but it's very heavy at the same time. And so you have to get it off the ground in order to be able to line these holes up. We had to drill these holes. The kit comes with all these parts. So you drill the holes. My stepfather basically did this. I if you don't know what you're doing, it wouldn't be that easy. If you got kind of a mind for it, I think you could do it, but you just got to measure it out, drill the hole in the right spot, and then you've got to make sure that these are going to fit snug here. So not a huge deal. If you had to pay somebody to do it, they could do it in less than an hour. But if you don't have the skill set to do it, you just don't. So, okay, so this thing, we're still working on figuring out how to use it best. It takes us from beginning to end probably a little over 2 hours to get this thing heated. We drain it after a couple days, fully drain it, and then we squeegee it out, and then we shop vac it out, and we get all the old water out of there because it gets sandy and stuff on the bottom if you don't. So we clean it before almost every use. Sometimes we'll use it like 2 or 3 days in a row, and then we'll clean it. So this is totally fresh and new. We empty it, we shop vac it, then we fill it up with water from the hose, and then I start heating it. If I got small enough pieces, you can see it heating here. So see that intake right there where it's bubbling? That, and you can actually see it in the water. That's the hot water. So the cold water goes in that bottom hole there. It feeds in here, and then it's got coils inside, heats it up, and it makes the water rise, and then it comes back in, and the hot water comes in. So the hot water comes here, that's warm right there, and you got to kind of mix it. But once this thing gets hot, it's like you're steaming in there. You're like cooking yourself. So we're still learning the balance of, okay, when to stop adding wood. When is it a good idea to like add smaller pieces, maybe wait for a bigger piece. That's all kind of like the fun of it for me. And like I said, we make a whole day of it. We'll come out here, or a couple hours at least, we'll come out here, we'll cook. I'll be loading this, the girls will be making dinner. We'll sit on the picnic table, we'll be doing stuff in the yard playing. It's not convenient. You're not just gonna hook it up like you would a regular hot tub and press a button and you're good. We knew that going in, but we have endless wood here that I usually get for free or for cheap, and I'll never run out of wood. Hopefully, I'll continue to do the work. So we have a lot of leftover good wood that we burn. So like I said, about 2 hours, it gets really hot. My daughter goes in this thing before it's even hot and uses it as a pool, and then she's in there and then it's hot by the time she's done. So that's the chimney. Here's the air intake. This thing just pops over to kind of shut it down. What they tell you to do is, see how this isn't latched? Still let some air in there. When you're ready to really damper it, you can latch that, and then you can close this. I don't really do that yet. You really want to get it burning fast and hot for a long time. Ash pan here, kind of useless actually. Doesn't really do much. It's very small. I get the ashes out with just a shovel. The angle's kind of tough to get it with the shovel, so I get some, and then I shop back it out if I have to. And there's a little grate in here that comes. You can see the grate that just comes out pretty easily. It's really cool. Like as I said, this thing's so hot. Watch this. Ready? I'm gonna throw a little bit of water at it. So that's how hot that is. But for the price, you can't beat it. I'm making memories with my family out here in this thing. They love it. We built this cover just to kind of keep some of the leaves and stuff off of it. It's not perfect. Eventually I'd like to build maybe a 10 by 10 thing over here that catches the rain, and the rain can dump right into it. We do have a rainwater catch off the roof over there, but the water sits a little bit. So my idea is for the future is build something like a 10 by 10 on a slope, and then have the gutter go right into it. And then after a storm or something, we can just fire it up and go. We have not used this in the freezing temps. You cannot use this. You cannot let this thing freeze. So once it gets freezing temperatures, we're gonna have to bring it inside, take it apart. So that's kind of a downside, because if these pipes inside freeze, the whole thing can get ruined. So again, it's a give and take with this. you've got to want to do the work of it. You got to enjoy like the slow pace, that aspect of it. But for me, I love doing it. I love setting up for the girls, and the family uses it. We've enjoyed it. We put this thing as could be a little bit more even. It slopes a little bit down, so we get water there that pools up more than over here. Additionally, you fill it up. You have to, you cannot run this thing without water in it either. It's almost like a pump. So you have to wait until the water's up past this hole here in order to start loading the fire. If you don't, you can burn up the unit inside that heats it. So you have to have water running through that in order for it to work properly. I'm trying to think of some other stuff with this thing. We've enjoyed it. Oh, yeah. You fill it up to past the hole here, but the problem is, I'm taking a video. Problem is, when you do that, when people get in, it always rises the water up and some of it spills out, which isn't a big deal, but you've taken all this time to get this thing heated up, and then the hot water just kind of spills out. So again, it's not perfect, but there's River. She likes it. She's gonna test it right now. She likes throwing the water at the thing. So we're gonna build a facade around this, a wood facade, or something. Rib, no more, okay? We want to keep the water in there, to keep it warm. We're gonna build something around it to make it look really good. But we've had a billion other projects, and we just wanted to kind of get it using it. So this winter, we'll see what we have to do as far as taking it in. I got a room in the house. I can put it in the office or something. And River's copying me.
I'm trying to do it.
So again, Rubbermaid, 300 gallon, works great. You could buy the smaller one. We can fit like 4 or 5 people in this thing. And the way it's shaped is it goes pretty deep. You can sit in there all the way up almost to your neck, even as an adult. You can go all the way under. Like I said, River uses it as a pool.
Oh, it's cold down there.
Yeah, see, like, we use a squeegee, like we mix it. So like, you gotta mix yeah, let me show them first. You gotta mix the water around to make sure that you can also do one of these, that hole at the bottom there. Sometimes if it's cold at the bottom, you just push it in and you can actually feel the hot water coming out. Oh, it's starting to get hot on my upper arm there. And you're like basically pushing the cold water in and making it work faster. You wouldn't want to sit and do that all the time, but it's kind of fun when you're in there to just kind of tap it and have it come out. After we eat, we'll go in. Okay. Additionally, somebody was here, I think my niece, and she's like, or my sister was here, and she's like, you need jets. So we're trying to keep this thing like simplified, but we could build some sort of pumping system to have like some jets or something every now and then. I'm sure there's a way to do it. We just haven't really gone that deep into it, and I kind of like that it's just chill and relax. So we set this thing up. It's spring now. We're getting cooler nights, so it's not too bad right now, but there's a little chill in the air now. So this would be really nice tonight. Again, we're still figuring out like the balance of, okay, this thing's warm enough. Oh, don't come near this, love. See, it's very easy to get close to this thing, which can be dangerous. So we're still figuring out the balance of when to stop putting wood in, because I came in at one night and my wife and daughter weren't home yet, and I wanted to kind of surprise them and have it ready for them when they came home. And I went in, it was nice, but I was like, it could be hotter. So they ended up coming home like 2 hours later, so I'd thrown a big piece or a couple big pieces on, and texted them and said, hey, when you get home, check out the hot tub. And it was so hot they couldn't even go in it. So that was disappointing. But again, figuring that out. Once you have the hot coals in there, then it's when it gets really hot. We've also done a redneck thing here. I've actually put this seat directly in it and just sat in the seat, just to be fun, and kind of like because it was really hot, and just kind of like sitting outside of it a little bit, just with your lower body in, and that was kind of cool. And you can kind of rock it back and forth. So again, we just kind of hit the tip of the iceberg with it. I want to build something nice around it, make it look really nice, but The functionality is great. I mean, it works awesome. In a few minutes, I wouldn't want to get one of the coil ones. I feel like it's the same system that the coil ones have. They have these coils that go in a fire pit, but the heat's not staying contained, so it's gonna take, I would think, a lot longer. I read that those can take like 6 hours to heat up. So we just keep loading this. The firebox is relatively big. It's not very wide, but it is pretty long. So, you know, I don't have the measurements or anything like that, but you can get some decently good sized pieces in here. They recommend firing it up hot and quick to get like a really fast fire going. So this is kind of like the part where it's like still cold, but getting warm. Hang on, we're almost done, okay? What's that? River wants me a swinger. So let me just load a little bit more. So I'll load it in here, and then I'm gonna damper this down. Not damper it down, but I'm gonna shut the door at least. There's a pink one, so that was some box elder there. Look at this.
Oh, that looks pink.
Pink box elder, love that.
I'm gonna try.
So we use like the stuff that's not good for the wood stove. So it's not gonna fit. All right, let's try it.
Try to do that.
Yep, load it in there. So what I'll do is I'm not gonna latch this. I just kind of do that,
There's
and then
one
the
more piece of
smoke comes
there.
out. Smells really good.
Oh, it's standing up by itself.
I had this full of chunks. Yep, and that's what I've burned so far. So I'm actually probably gonna keep it open. You don't really have to damper this down until much later. So that's
Let's
it.
go.
It's the Chofu. I don't know how it works. Like, that's the name of the stove, but Island. You buy them from Island hot tubs, but it's the Chofu hot tub. So I don't know if they're like Chofu's the manufacturer and Island's the distributor or how it works, but Island hot tubs is where we purchased ours. Like I said, we then bought the Rubbermaid from Tractor Supply down the street. I had it sitting in my garage as a present for about 2 months and realized we're not going to get this thing in before winter. So last year it became a Christmas present. And then it sat in the garage. We had a long winter and we finally got this thing going at probably May or June. Probably June, because this patio took a long time because it was really wet. So
Are you ready?
yeah, you want to say goodbye? I'm just doing a video about the hot tub, so let's test it real quick. Oh, it's getting warmer.
Ooh,
Yes.
It's getting warmer.
Yes, you could kind of sit in that now. So I'm gonna let you go. We've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, feel free. Definitely feel it's worth the money. It's, again, you gotta know what you're getting into. If you want something instant, forget it. Buy something for multiple thousands of dollars. It's gonna run your electricity bill really high. We're okay with taking it slow and enjoying it for what it is and using the firewood. I love burning wood. So that's it. The Chofu Island hot tub review with the Rubbermaid 300-gallon tank that we're using. Like I said, we'll get some improvements here on it to make it look a little bit better, but this thing is awesome. Have a good day, everybody. SecondChanceComposting.com.